Getting a lot of support from volunteers with the Cincinnati chapter of the USO.
It is called Project Next Step, and medical reporter Liz Bonus joins us now with how it is changing heads and hearts. Liz?
Hey guys, good evening. Project Next Step is the follow-up to Operation Enduring Care. It helps treat the invisible wounds of war, as well as help service members transition into civilian life. I had a chance to visit one of the centers where it is being offered just outside Washington, D.C. Tonight we introduce you to a former Marine who says this program is part of a picture of everything right when everything seems all wrong.
I was tired of watching families and moms lose sons and not be doing my part.
For more than a decade, Joe Merritt served his country. But getting out of the Marines?
I was a single dad and a lot of stuff was falling apart. I didn't have a good plan. And I went in this dark spot and then ended up having to be hospitalized.
That hospitalization, he says, likely saved his life. But it also taught him the value of programs such as
art therapies, music therapy, dog therapy.
Now available at this USO Warrior and Family Center at Bethesda. ELAINE is the USO president. So one of the things I've noticed now is you're paying a lot more attention to the head and the hearts and transitioning them back into life with that kind of care. Tell me about that.
We are really helping troops who are in transition. We have a lot of people getting out of the military.
Well, healing wounds on the body is important.
The head and the heart are just as important and maybe even more important than just the body.
So Ashi Palaparambal now heads up dozens of resiliency programs to help heal what she calls the invisible injuries.
What controls that and helps them in their recovery is what's in the head and what's in the heart.
Here at this center, they offer everything from outdoor hero programs to indoor stained glass rebuilding.
In addition to that, we have a transition program. It's called Project Next Step, and that program focuses on those who are transitioning out of the military.
One of those deals with what's called combat paper. It repurposes an old military uniform.
You take it and put it in this big machine, and it breaks the uniform down all the way to like individual fibers. And then so now you're choosing what's happening to the uniform. So much of what happens to us in the military, we don't have a say. The end product comes out looking kind of like this.
Joe Merritt says the goal is to simply let every service member know.
If we're not telling our own stories, they're not going to get told.
And if they are not told, the rest of us don't share the story of this canvas he covered while we spoke. Freedom is not free, and all of us need to ride the waves with those who serve as they return home. Did you see him totally cover that? Yeah. And it was a dark picture and he made it light. Nice. Just really artistic. That's at our DC station now, WJLA. They shared that story with us and helped shoot it. So we're sharing the picture. Yeah. And he is one example of just doing something that turns the pain into something positive. He's now teaching some of those therapy programs.
I know we have a long ways to go, but you know, years ago you would never hear about the invisible injuries, and so it's good that we're starting to do that.
Right. The fact that we're hearing about it says we can help them heal.
Perfect.